Let's go, baby! Let's do it. Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome back to another video. My name is Ben Lee. In today's video, we're going to be going over the Soulfist and whether or not the class is right for you. What I'm going to do is dive into the PvP side in this video and give you guys the overview there of how the class looks, feels, and plays to see if it's the kind of playstyle that you want. I'll show you guys some in-game footage as well as a build that I like to use and explain a little bit about it to be able to slap some people around the arena. The class actually offers a really good bit of burst damage, and then once your burst is kind of used up, it's a really nice peel for your team. So without any further ado, let's go! Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Up, and bam! Stun. Let's get some peel going. Let's go, baby! Let's do it. Nice peel. Nice bit of damage. Yes. Oh my god, he got pwned. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Double knockup. Done. Big ult. Woo! And we win. Yes. Big ult, baby. Woo! Love it. Absolutely love it. The class is great. Really fun to play. A lot of damage. Not much damage taken, really. So as you probably figured out as well, I do actually stream right here on Twitch. Link is there, and it'll also be down in the description. I also do stream here on the YouTube channel as well. So you can watch me on your favorite channel if you'd like to come by. I would love to see you guys there. It'd be amazing. But let's get into a little bit of a deeper dive into the Soulfist. So at first, let's just go over the identity skill for the Soulfist. You have this middle bar here, which fills up around this way, and you basically have 3 stages, and it gives you a buff. You put on the first stage, and it goes down very slowly. And here it's called Key Explosion here over on the Russian server at the moment. It might be a different name when it comes to the NA and EU release, so, you know, don't quote me on the names, but it says skill recovery speed and attack speed increased by 5%, and damage is increased by 10%. Then if we go to stage 2, you'll notice that this goes down faster. However, skill recovery speed and attack speed increased by 10%, damage also increased by 25%, so it's quite significant. And this is where like the burst comes in, and then especially when you go up to the 3rd stage here, it goes down really rapidly. But skill recovery speed increased by 25%, attack speed by 15%, and damage by 60%. And that's why this class is so bursty. You've got a whole bunch of skills and things you can do in this short window, and then when this window goes down, this is when I was talking about earlier about how the class can then feel like you're not doing too much at the moment. Like, your damage isn't massive. Also, you run out of energy really quickly. If I was just to dash around like a little bit, use a couple of skills, out of energy, and then when you're out of energy, you can't do any of your skills until it comes back. So you have to be really careful of that. But there's actually 2 skills that are really quite good for peeling for your team, which I really like to save for when I have not much energy, like as much as I can, or when I'm waiting for this to kind of come back up, rather. I would then use the skill here that I've got, and I'll go through all of these properly in a moment. This one, if you spec for it, you can aim it, etc. And then this one as well is a nice range stun, which is really good for peeling for your team. So you've got basically like a bunch of skills for like some burst damage. Nice combo with these, and again, I'll go through these properly in a moment. And then you've got some CC, some range CC, which is quite nice, and then some the destruction wave here actually staggers things as well, which is really quite good as well to be able to peel for your team. So you got your hard CC, and then you got your kind of light CC of your stagger, and it does work really well for defending your team. So if you're new to Lost Ark PvP as well, you'll find out that peeling for your team is actually really important. Using like a ranged stun like the Wind Howl Blast here is really important because the fact that enemies can lock down your team really quite well. And yes, of course, you can do it to them as well. And that's kind of the aim with PvP, is to knock someone down, let them get up, and then knock them down again within like the 15-second window. It gives you and your team a real good chance to get off a ton of damage. And the 15-second window that I'm on about is when you knock someone down, they have a dash or a roll. So just like if I was to dash here, you actually have another one which you can only use when you're knocked down. It allows you to get up, and it goes on cooldown for about 15 seconds. So you knock someone down, they roll and get up instantly, and then you want to try and knock them down just as their immunity wears off when they get up, because that's another mechanic, is when you've just gotten up, you're kind of CC immune for like a second, so that you can't get up and get immediately locked and stunned down again. And the last thing I want to say just on the identity is it is a bit of a mini game with this class. So I normally recommend to go into stage 2 really early on in the fight, like pretty much straight away in PvP. Go into stage 2, do a bunch of your skills, right, and get some damage off and stuff while you're in stage 2. And then when this one goes down to about like the last quarter, this is when you want to be looking to hit yourself into stage 3. What you really don't want to do is miss it, because if you're in stage 2 and it goes all the way down and ends, it just goes on cooldown and you actually miss your highest damage mode. But if you go into stage 3 immediately, there are some scenarios where it can be really quite good when you've got not much time left, or you just want to get in and just do a bunch of damage really quickly. But if you miss it, you really feel it with this class. So just be aware that you're going to have to monitor that. And it doesn't take too much getting used to, but there will be times probably when you're getting used to the class that you'll miss it, and then you'll feel gutted, as that's when you start to hit like a grandma. So when it comes to the PvP stats, what I actually like to do is put 1 point into crit to basically have a chance to crit, right? Specialty, I put in 249, and this basically just enhances your identity mode, right? And then agility, I max out at 1000 because it reduces cooldowns and increases movement speed and attack speed and stuff. So I like to have a setup like that. Having 1000 agility is actually very common in PvP, so just a heads up and stuff there. So then if I come over here to these skills, right, the first one that I've got on queue here is Instant Step. This is an ability that allows you to dash around 3 times. So I've got it on Outstanding Mobility for more of a dash. Fortification, which basically gives you a buff. I'll allow you guys to read this one. And then Fierce Movement, so that the key energy consumption for the first dash is reduced by 50%, and then each of the subsequent ones, the consumption is further reduced. So you just basically don't want to run out of energy. So it's nice and efficient, and you can use it to dash up to 3 times. Something that's really good about this skill is it staggers, and if you go into something, you actually can't dash through them. So it doesn't do a lot of damage, but it does stagger people. So basically with this, you can jump, hit someone, and then cast your W. So let's go into W, which is Key Palm. So that one's here. We have Enhanced Speed, so that the attack is just faster. It does cost more, but it's faster. You've got the damage is increased with Enhanced Wave. And then this one here, the Splash, thanks for the sub, the Soulmaster releases 3 bolts, basically. So that's why this one splits into 3. But this skill knocks up, so it's really, really decent for that. So it's really nice, if I just put unlimited cooldowns, it's really nice that you can like dash, dodge, go into someone, hit them, and then go into combos. And then if we go to Finger Bolts here, the next one I have is Wide Attack on here, which just increases the range by 20% around, so it's a bit more forgiving when you're trying to use it. You got Hapless Target because when they're in the air, and you use this obviously after your Key Blast to be able to knock them up. You keep them up in the air. With this one, it does 50% more damage, and then I use the super fast attacks here to just increase the skill damage by 50%. So you have dash, dash, dash. You want to bolt someone while they're in the air, use that one, and then finish it off with the palm strike. So going over to here as well, we have the Buddha Palm, and we have enhanced attack. So the damage done by this skill is increased by 30%, but energy is increased by 20. The casting speed of this skill is increased, and the hand no longer knocks them down, but it applies a daze effect, right? And then we have crude palm. So this changes the skill so that it actually fires out in a straight line there. So yeah, with the combo, you're going to be doing dash, 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 knock up while they're in the air with that one, and then hit them with palm. That actually does a lot of damage, especially if you are in stage 3. Then dash, 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 knock up, hit him up in the air, and then whack. If you catch someone like a summoner or a gunslinger and you're in stage 3, you will do more than half their life if they have no other buffs or shields going. It is a lot of damage when you're in stage 3, so it's a really nice combo to have. So the next skill that I like to have on here as well is the inner key discharge. And if I press that one here, it basically just gives you a buff. Slippery armor, physical damage taken is reduced by 44% and magic by 44%. And then we have fortification, which increases attack power by 6%. So if I bring it up here, inner key discharge, yes, I said fortification, the Soulmaster casts an additional mantra that increases the attack power of the Soulmaster and her allies in a radius of 24 meters by 6% for 16 seconds. So it's a pretty decent one there. And if I go to inner key discharge, the effectiveness of the mantra is increased by 25%. It still affects the Soulmaster and her allies in a 24-meter range. So you won't have enough points to be able to put this up to max. However, it is a really nice buff for you and your team. So a damage reduction buff and an attack power buff increase just for your squad. So it's really good in PvP to just do that passively. This is one skill that you could potentially swap out if you wanted to have a little play with some, but I like to have it in my build here for the moment anyway. And then the next skill I like to have here is Wind Howl Blast. Now this is basically a range stun. It's really good for that. You have Music of Time, so the skill additionally stuns enemies for 3 seconds, and if I swap it over to PvP, it's actually just 1.5 seconds. Then you've got Brutal Training, which basically just makes it fire out faster, and then Explosive Attack, which the range of the skill is increased by 4 meters if the enemies are immune to the effects of daze and knockback. The damage is increased by 100%, so you can get a bit of extra damage stuff there, but you're mainly getting it for the extra range. So it's really decent just as a peeling skill, or if you've got, for example, like a destroyer who's charging you down and they've got tons and tons of super armor, this is your hard CC to be able to stun them through their skills and maybe get them off your back, or as I said, peel for your team is absolutely fantastic for that one. And then the last skill we've got here is Destruction Wave, and I absolutely love this skill. See, it does a nice bit of stagger there, and then when you spec for it, you get that lovely burst at the end there. So let's go on here. So Destruction Wave, we have enhanced endurance, so the key energy consumption is reduced by 20% just to keep it nice and efficient for us. Tenacity is super important with this one. This is your super armor and immune to knockbacks and stagger. This is because you are locked in place when using this skill, unless you dash, because sometimes it's not worth just being absolutely locked in and then having like a blade come at you from like this direction. You're going to want to stop it sometimes and dash out, which is fine because you can do that, right? But having the tenacity means that sometimes it's really good to just be able to stand there and blast. You're basically your Kamehameha, right? And just do like a bunch of damage, or as I said, to be able to peel for teammates because it's stagger, so it's really good for that. And then the all-out one here is that extra blast at the end, just does increase damage. So really nice skill to have. It's kind of a bit of a staple for the Soulfist to actually use something like this because of the fact that it's like a whole kind of like Dragon Ball Z themes, right? When you go into like almost like Super Saiyan mode and then blast something like this, it's really cool. It's really fun. It's a nice interesting class that's got some good mobility and has some really good damage, but in bursts. The feel of it is basically like when you get it all off, it's outstanding. And then when it comes to like right now, when this is on cooldown, right? You're just like running around a little bit, just trying to like avoid and dodge things. So that's kind of the way that it kind of feels. But if I just go over the ultimate as well, The one that you want to use in PvP is the Superfine Flash. So this is basically a enhanced version of the destruction wave, and it feels incredible to use. You have to hold it down, and it's just beautiful. Look at that. It's absolutely amazing. Let's reset the cooldown. Let's bring this guy back here. So you can actually turn this again, like with destruction wave. There you go. You turn it there. It's just so amazing to use. When you catch like 2 or 3 people with this skill, it feels incredible. So that's the one that I would highly recommend using in PvP. If you were to use the other one, and I'll just show you guys so you can see it, you've got basically the Spirit Bomb, right? Now this skill is absolutely insane in damage. It's like the highest hitting skill in the game. It's absolutely unreal. But it's ridiculously hard to hit in PvP. So look how long it takes to cast. Beautiful. It's so amazing. Such an amazing skill, but it's just so hard to hit. If you hit someone with this in PvP, they're basically dead. If you were to actually hit and trying to go for like a flashy recording or something and actually manage to hit all 3 of the enemy in the team deathmatch, then yeah, you'll just wipe the squad with one arm and it would be amazing. But yeah, let's just see that again, shall we? Because it's just so cool. That's a lot of damage. So really decent. So there's a good overview of kind of the skills and stuff that I use in my PvP build. You've got a good mix of mobility, knockups, good damage, good peel for your team, and buffs and stuff for your team as well, with some super armors and stuff put in. So it's kind of got a bit of everything in a good way. So that's the build there. So the video is already getting quite long, so I'm going to call it there. But I really do like this class and I really do enjoy it. It has some really nice looks and visuals, and it feels really nice, and it's actually also quite good for learning the game because of the fact that once you've done your bursts, right, and you've done loads of your skills and you've kind of used it up and you're on cooldown, like it gives your brain and everything a chance to absorb what's going on, because you haven't got too much that you can do, as I said, and you're going to be like healing or doing whatever. But it also gives you a good chance to kind of just see what's going on, try and learn to like kite and dodge people. And I found it actually very useful for me when I was learning the game to be able to do this. So that was really quite nice. But it's a really nice class that's not too difficult to use, has some good range, and is quite mobile. You're not the squishiest class out there, but you're not tanky either. But I would recommend, if you like this kind of style where you can be highly mobile, get some range skills and stuff there, dash in, loads of damage, dash out, chill out for a second, it's a really nice class to try. So I recommend giving it a go. So if you like the video, guys, give it a like and consider subscribing to the channel as well. As I said, I do stream on YouTube and Twitch. You can catch me on either platform that you prefer if you want to come and say hi. And I also am going to be making a whole heap of content for Lost Ark, including more builds, guides, how to get good at PvP, and just like the general information you need to know to be able to get good. I also invite you to join our community Discord with over 900 members. It's absolutely amazing in there, like-minded and very respectful gamers. We've got some information and stuff in there for Lost Ark, and I'm going to be adding to that all the time to keep it all nicely updated. Again, link will be in the description below there, so definitely check that one out as well. So if you like the sound of any of that, make sure to hit that sub button and keep up to date, and let me know what you think of this class in the comments below. Does it look good to you? Is it your kind of style? Are you going to give it a go or not? Or even just did you find this video helpful? Let me know what else you want to see in the future, and until the next one, guys, peace out! Can we get the kill? Yes! Secured the win. Pretty much secured the win there. Oh, a double kill. Come on, give me. Couldn't quite get it. 8 kills game. Pretty good.